How's it going, guys? What I wanted to do in this video is to talk with you guys who may be new to concealed carry, or maybe you've carried for years and you're just always looking for a little added advice. One thing that you always need to remember about any firearm that you carry is you need to remember to regularly clean it. Even if you have not shot that gun, it is still very important for you to take the time to occasionally take it apart and clean it out, and I'm about to show you why. I'm sitting down here with my 43X. This is a gun that has been in several of my videos. I love this gun. It is a great, very reliable gun, and it is also my backup gun. I carry this thing with me very regularly. Now, it has been a little bit since it has been shot, but at the same time it is time for it to have its cleaning. And of course, with the first thing that we do with any gun when we go to clean it is we make sure that it is unloaded, the magazine is out, we're going to set it aside. And also, since this is a carry gun, we need to make sure that there's nothing in the chamber. Okay? Now, one of the things that will happen to your gun as you carry it is it will get dirty. You will accumulate dirt and debris and things like that in the gun. And look right here. I have been carrying this gun and recently had it in some very, I guess you could say, thready pants. And I was wearing some of the pants that were just basically coming apart at the seams, I guess you could say. And I noticed that it was giving me just a little bit of lint out of the pockets and things like that. And I figured, well, it's about time to clean my gun. And you can see there is exactly why. You can see that lint buildup in this gun. You can also tell, just running my finger in there, there's not really any carbon in there. I mean, there's very little. But again, this gun has not been shot since the last time I cleaned it, but we do have this buildup in it, okay? And that's why we are here today, okay? Again, no magazine, nothing in the chamber. So let's break it down. Safe direction. Okay, for any of you all who do not know how to take down a Glock, you just saw me there. Basically, what you will do is, of course, make sure that it's clear, as we just did. You will then point it in a safe direction. You will press the trigger, okay, and then gripping the gun slightly around like this. You can see how I'm holding it. You just basically want to pull back on that slide slightly and then pull down on these two tabs on the gun, okay, and then doesn't take much. Then you can slide that forward and it will come right off of the frame, and you can see there more buildup. Okay, this gun most of the time is carried in a holster. I've got it's a fabric ankle holster. I also have a couple of other holsters that I'll use, but this is a gun that does get dirty, as you can obviously see, and we are here to make sure that we get it good and clean. Okay, you don't want to be in a situation to where you need a firearm to protect yourself and that firearm fails you. Okay, pull the barrel out. Okay, we have our frame, our slide, everything laid out here, ready to clean. And it does not really take a lot to be able to clean this gun now, just for the simple fact that it has not been shot that much. I am going to go ahead and give it a spritz down in the barrel with, I'm just using some rim oil here. This stuff works great for just a quick cleaning, which is basically all we're doing here. I'm just going to spray the frame down and spray the slide down, at least up in here. I don't like spraying back in here. If you've seen any of my other cleaning videos, you'll know why. Okay, set that aside. I'm going to go ahead, run a brush and patch through the barrel. I'm going to just make sure that there's nothing inside there, because if we had it in the rest of the gun, chances are we're going to have it in the barrel. Okay, and as you can see there, we're pretty well clear. And it does not take long to give your concealed carry gun a quick once over like this. I mean, it takes no time whatsoever to do this. and it's just a little bit of extra work that can keep the gun functioning. One thing you want to pay particularly close attention to is this mechanism here. You want to make sure that you don't get any kind of buildup of fabric or threads or anything like that in here, anywhere on the rails, and especially down in your fire control group down there. Okay, and you can see there that it's still fairly clean. Okay, just want to get it that wiped out. Same here, and just basically pulling some of that solvent further back onto the slide. Get it in here real well, again making sure that I don't have any buildup anywhere else on the slide of this gun. Okay, turn it there, make sure that we are clean. And you want to pay particular attention as well. As you saw the first of that video, there was a lot of buildup right here, okay, where that slide had picked up a lot of lint, things like that, where it had been scraping the pants. Make sure that you don't have anything underneath that ejector. So we're going to brush it real good. That is a big cause of failure to eject. If you get garbage, any kind of a buildup underneath that ejector, that's going to cause you problems. So we want to make sure that that's cleaned real good. I'm just going to give the breech a once over, and it's always a good idea to make sure that everything is good to go. Just check over it real well, make sure that you've gotten all of the buildup out. I'm going to go ahead, take a Q-tip and go down the frame rails here, or the slide rails, and you can see there's a little bit of buildup in there, but not a lot. Okay, just like that on both sides. Okay, just to make sure that we get all that out of there. You don't necessarily have to white glove them, but it is a good idea to make sure that you don't have a lot of buildup on your gun, especially one that you depend on. And this gun would probably go to the range and work just fine, even if I hadn't cleaned it as I am now. I don't think that I would have had any issues with it. In fact, you know, other times my guns have been dirty, I've gone to the range with them and had no issues. Okay, but while we're into it, I thought that it would be a good topic for today, and I think that it's something important, especially for you guys who may be new to concealed carry. Again, it is very important to maintain your firearms. You do not want to have a situation where you need that firearm to protect yourself or your family and it fail you. Okay, it's just not a good time to know that it had gone down because of just a cleaning issue, just a maintenance issue. Okay, again, we're not going to white glove it, but I just want to make sure that I got all of that buildup out. Just give it a quick once over, look over everything, make sure it's good to go. Check the frame, wipe it off again, just to make sure. You can see those slides, those rails. You know, make sure that there's nothing built up in them. Things like that. But the main purpose of this video, as I'd mentioned, is to remind you all of why it is important to clean your concealed carry firearm, even if you do not shoot it. You know, this was something, again, that I noticed. This gun, with some of the clothing that I'd worn recently, you know, I noticed a little bit of buildup in it and thought that it would be a great chance to take a couple minutes to talk with you all about that. Now we're just going to take our gun, put it back together, put our barrel in, put our guide rod and spring back in just like so. Take our frame, make sure that we got everything off, and of course looking through the camera makes it a little harder to do this. I'm just trying to show you guys. Okay, now we have it back together. Function test, safe direction, press the trigger, hold it, cycle the action, release. We're good there. something else that you'll want to consider is your magazines. Okay, the magazine is a good place for that lint to hide as well. This may be a good opportunity for you to rotate your magazine, or at least take the rounds out and make sure that there is no buildup in the magazine, because if you get buildup in that magazine, it can cause you issues as well. Okay, and depending on the magazine that you have, you should be able to take it apart, just depending on your particular gun, your particular magazine. But either way, it's a good idea to make sure that you clean them. Okay, for this magazine here, I've got this button here. I can simply depress it. You can use a pen or something like that. Slide that base plate over, put your thumb over that, guys, because it will come out of there quick. Alright, I've got that base plate off, and now, okay, I just pull that spring and follower out, just like that. You can look down in there, and you don't really need any lube or anything like that inside your magazine. Just wipe it out real good. Okay, just a good idea to make sure that the magazine will stay functioning. Any kind of lint that builds up in your gun, you can guarantee that there's also going to be some of that lint to get into your magazine. Check your follower, make sure there's no cracks or anything like that, and then you can reassemble it just opposite of how you disassembled it. Okay, put that back into place. Put this, put my spring back in there just like that. Take the base plate, it just slips over it just like that, snaps into place. Okay, make sure that everything is good and you're ready to reload. Okay, again, check your ammo too, because sometimes you can get lint that will actually stick on your ammo. But guys, this is just something simple that often gets overlooked, and I think that it's something that more people need to take a few minutes periodically to do. You know, just a simple way of making sure that your gun is going to be reliable when you need it. Okay, as I've mentioned many times in this video as well as others, you don't want the gun to fail when you need it most. And some of you guys may be wondering about this magazine. This is the Shield Arms magazine. It's a 15 round magazine for the 43X. It's a flush fit magazine. I've got a couple of these and they work well. Okay, and now you might be noticing that when you start getting some of these upper rounds in, there is just a little bit of a challenge on some of them. It is a little stiffer to get that last round in. Okay, but there we are, all 15 rounds. Again, our gun is clear. We've got it cleaned up. We've got that lint out. Okay, works fine. So now our gun is ready to be put back into our carry rotation. Anyways, guys, hope you liked the video. Let me know down in the comments below how often you clean your concealed carry guns. I'd love to know. And guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the rest of the videos on my channel. Looks like I missed a round. Also, be sure to check out all of the links down in the description below. Be sure to visit my website at boomsticktactical.com. And guys, I really appreciate it if you would share these videos. It kind of helps to overcome some of YouTube shadow banning. But guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.